Okay, everyone, this is a 5-minute primer on Sonnet 130 for those of you who missed class today. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips is red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes there is more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with faults compare. Okay, what Shakespeare is doing here is he is poking fun at other poems that are very ornate and flowery and beautiful, like the other 5 poems that we have studied so far that are sonnets. So he says here, my mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. But we saw that sort of comparison in Sonnet 90 with Francesco Petrarch, right? He talks about his love being like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips is red. Coral is this stuff over here. This is coral. And we see it on the beach, it's white and it's dead. But when it's in the ocean and it's alive, this is what coral looks like. So this is what he's thinking of. So he's saying that his lover's eyes are nothing like the sun. They're not bright like the sun, and her lips aren't that red. And if snow is white, well, then her chest is, or her skin is dun. Dun means the more or less the color of our desks here at school. So not very beautiful. Even back then, lighter skin was considered more attractive. He continues, if hairs be wires, like electric wires almost, then black wires grow on her head. That is definitely different from how Francesco Petrarch described his lover's hair, which was all golden knots and gentle twirls and tangles. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. Okay, this is damasked roses. This is that kind of material that they printed on couches and curtains and such back in Shakespeare's day. And the colors are pretty, and obviously the idea of the roses are her cheeks. So, but he doesn't see them in her cheeks, his lover's cheeks. And then on line 7, he says, in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. Okay, so some perfumes are really prettier than the breath of my mistress. Reeks means stinks. Think of onion or dead fish smell. So he's saying that his lover, his mistress, has bad breath too. So far, Shakespeare has not painted a very nice picture of this woman. If someone who were dating Shakespeare heard this poem, maybe they would not be happy to hear it. Because so far, they have dull eyes, they have not red lips, they have dark skin, they have wiry hair, and they have stinky breath. That's nothing to be excited about. I would not consider this a good love poem at this point, right? It continues, though. It says it gets even worse. It says, I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. So my mistress's voice, I like to hear her speak, but I have to admit, there are a lot more pretty voices out there. And then he says, I grant I never saw a goddess go. Grant means admit. So I admit I never saw a goddess walking. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. Treads on the ground. Now, treads is heavy stomping. Think of the bottom of a tire or the wheel of a tank. Those are the treads of those vehicles. So she doesn't just walk, she treads, and it gives the concept that she's not walking elegantly at all. This pokes fun at people like Francesco Petrarch, who very much said, my mistress doesn't walk like any mortal creature. She walks like a goddess, or an angel, I believe she said. So this is not much of a love poem to go on at this point. Okay. However, at the end, you have and yet. And if you can remember the and yet, the Hajiman moment, that is the volta. That's where things change. And he says, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. Okay? And so here he's changing the poem around, and he is saying that I believe that my lover and or his own feeling, is as rare, as special, as uncommon as any other woman that was lied about, that was described in all of these beautiful terms and with false comparisons. Okay, so to belie means to tell, sorry, means to show something to be a lie. And so he is saying that even though my lover doesn't have beautiful hair, beautiful eyes, beautiful lips, beautiful skin, beautiful anything, he thinks that his love is as good as anyone else's love, and that his poem, therefore, is more of a realistic poem. So he's giving us the idea that all of the false comparisons, like eyes being like the sun or lips being like coral, is silly and unbelievable and unrealistic. And therefore, his poem here is a better poem because it's more sincere. Do you agree?